Hello, good evening, good morning. I'm Nick.
Night. I'm Steven.
I'm Casey. I thought we were done with that.
Yeah.
Re-listen to last week.
Deja
I'm done with
vu,
that
baby.
bit.
It's Groundhog Day.
We're going down the sinkhole.
Yeah.
It just keeps repeating.
I like
We're
that.
just circling the drain of life. So how you guys doing?
If that's not our first T-shirt, I'm upset.
Funding
I'm
it.
circling our. I love that.
Circling the drain of life.
I like that. I'm good. I'm good, man. It's been
1 week since we've seen each other.
that is true. Well, is that true? When
Yeah.
did you just randomly drop? No, I saw Nick the next day because he gave me this money right here.
I'm going to sock you from across the room because we're practicing safe social distancing.
He did.
I know.
We're at a table that the only people that are 6 feet apart are you two because the table's 6 feet wide.
You know what?
Even though you came in the same car together.
Stood in the same hallway for about 5
get
minutes.
Yeah.
In my currently very cramped kitchen.
Yep.
Guys, it's fine. I don't leave the house anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I do everything but stay at the house.
Yeah, that is true. You're still out doing stuff. My house is getting so much work done to it. It's not even funny.
Hell
That's
yeah.
exciting.
Which like paint everywhere. That's all done. We did so much cleaning. I organized, I moved my tool chest from the garage. I reorganized all that inside. So now I have all my tools down there. The wife is repainting all of the cabinets. So the kitchen's going to look completely brand new when you guys show up next time. It's great.
Nice.
Productivity.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's see. What have I been up to? I finally beat Pokemon Shield. We talked about that earlier.
Hell yeah, but we're going to get into details because I need to know the juicy bits.
I'm not. Am I spoiling?
Is there spoilers for Pokemon
Spoilers
games?
alert?
We're already like 6
Okay.
months away from it. I don't
So,
think it matters.
Kind of.
Oh.
They did things in a different order. Like, here's the best way I can put it. You always know there's that one bit that realistically doesn't have to do with the plot line, like Team Rocket Hideout or Team Aqua High, Team Magma, whatever it is. There's always that one bit that's just there. And you're like, why is that there? It exists in this game after the storyline. The whole time I'm waiting, normally it's right in between
it's
5,
usually right
6,
in
or
the middle.
6, 7, somewhere right there.
Yeah.
It's happened after the end credits. So the credits end, and then because in this game there really isn't a Rocket, a Magma, a whatever, a bad guy group.
They're
appears
the fans.
Exactly. It appears to be that it's supposed to be this Team Yell, but they're literally just soccer fans that love their one particular contestant. That's it.
Yeah.
They're not bad people. They're from a city that's all about punk rock. So they're
just
not
go assaulting people because of their fandom.
they're not even assaulting him. That's the thing. They're actually fairly respectable, but they just talk about how much they like Marnie. That's it.
I guess that's
It's weird because they have team in front of them, so you assume they're supposed to be the bad guys, but the whole time you're like, they're really not. And then in the end, you and that gym leader end up being buds, which is very interesting. And then the two bad people show up at the end of the entire thing.
oh.
So when I thought we were done and you get the Master Ball, which you don't get until after you beat the game, I guess that should have been a thing. You didn't catch the legendary Pokemon before you fought the champion. You caught a legendary Pokemon,
But not the
not the cover
Yeah.
Pokemon. So that should have, I guess, been a signal that the end really isn't the end.
Yeah.
But it was very well done.
Cool.
It was I will say I think I think it's in the upper echelon of the difficulty level because there is no there's not nearly as much build up fighting trainers going in to fight the big guy. There's a little a 2-on-2 tournament. So realistically, instead of fighting the Elite Four or whatever, getting all that big XP and Victory Road, fighting the whole way up, there's a whole lot going on. And then the big fight, it's nope, there's this little tournament of people you've already beaten many a time, and then you get to fight the champion. So I actually had to grind for a bit. But I finally figured out the combination that worked, and I finally beat it today, which was good.
Cool.
And the reason why I got into it because Lara and I bought a lot of Pokemon cards because we needed something to do. So we got into Pokemon.
Nice.
Got into it. And it's been a lot of fun. We've actually been having a good time with it. And she's the thing that excites, nerd Casey, she's like in that deck building mode. I'm like, oh, get it, girl. Also, got all 3 of the new Japanese Beyblades.
Oh,
And they are Hasbro sucks.
really?
Dude, the quality
We're gonna mess around with those before we leave.
leaps and bounds different in quality, and the launcher sparks.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah.
it's not the
pretty
shark
good.
launcher though.
No, it's not the shark launcher.
It's gotta be the shark launcher.
It's a shark.
They call it the shark launcher because it's a shark.
Have we uploaded that yet?
No, you have it on.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
on
it's
the
on
old
my-
channel,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then so no, we should
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Larry
Bonus content.
and I have actually been playing a lot of we've just been doing random like that stuff
Yeah.
in the meantime because other than that we have another podcast that we started that we filmed yesterday.
That's defend the table.
Yeah,
right?
our defend the table stuff called Roll Flip Defend. Shameless plug. I shameless plug sinkhole on it.
Yeah.
That's Monday. This is today, Tuesday. Wednesday is like just our game night with Will and Hannah. Thursday either is a D&D game or filming our stuff.
Isn't trivia on Wednesday?
It is now. It didn't
Yeah.
used to now that it exists. But
Yeah.
that's only
Oh
like
yeah.
6 to 7.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Thursday,
It's-
somebody's got a birthday.
you freaking old boy.
He's so old, folks.
You're
You can
so
see him.
old.
We can see him withering away in front of our eyes.
The problem is we can't say we start to see gray hair because we've always seen gray hair
hair.
because Nick has loss of pigment in places in his hair.
Yep.
So he's
very unique.
He's always been gray.
Yeah, what was it? The other day, like I shaved and with my hair long, I sent a message to Steve. I'm like, I look no different than when I was in high school.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
You should grow the beard.
I-
You have no one to impress right now. Grow the beard.
this is accurate.
Grow the beard.
Yeah.
This
see,
is accurate.
I wish I could do like I saved that picture of myself before cutting my hair
Mm-hmm.
just to have the before and after, and I didn't realize how homeless I was looking to put it nicely. And yeah, grow the beard, Nick.
If you had to take a random like who in our friend group, who is the person who when they let everything go looks the most homeless? And I know who my immediate answer is because it's been the same since middle school.
Well, for me, it'd be Kriegs.
Shite.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not who I was thinking
Yeah.
of, but 100% he
I'm
looked
trying to think of who.
Tucker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tucker, like his hair just
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it's not a good fro. You have a good fro. His
Right.
just kind of happens.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Wasn't that 8th grade where we both just let it
was
grow
great.
out?
It was good times.
See who can grow it longer. That's gonna be my profile pic whenever we set something up. It's just gonna be me from 8th grade wearing my I think it was like a little league thing, and the hat doesn't fit on my head because it's sitting on top of my hair. It's so good. Chubby cheek little freak.
This is me right now. What have you guys been up to? I realize I talked a lot.
No, it's all good. My still continuing of not really working but working. Then what else? Playing, working my way through Neo 2. Apparently I'm taking my sweet old time based off of everything I'm reading with it.
Yeah.
But I kind of enjoy like that dungeon crawler loot roulette type of thing. I have no problem with that. So to me it's fun. I did fight the most annoying boss in any game I think I've ever fought, though. Character called Gayuki. He's a bull spider hybrid.
I don't even know. I can't even picture that in my head.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture later. It's disgusting, to say the least. But it takes place in a gigantic arena, and he's probably about 50% of the arena in terms of size.
That's fair.
And this game's system and camera the camera does not exit far from your character when you're locked on to a large boss. So half the time you can't see where he's at because he takes up half the arena. And if he moves and goes behind you, the camera just spins you around like a maniac. And yeah, like you'll roll forward or dodge to the side. He'll move. And now you've gone the complete opposite direction because of how the camera system works. And it's one of those things where it's like, what is it? Team Ninja and Kuwasobuwasa? I forget how to pronounce the name. But Team Ninja, that's the one area where I think they kind of messed up was just including this boss because it's bigger than any other boss they've ever had in the games. And, you know, most of the time if they have a large boss, it's stationary. And, like, it has different parts that you have to fight in order to, like, work your way and progress through. Nope, this one has free movement around the arena and has a complete bullshit move where he just turns his head, looks at you, and shoots you with a beam of ice. But his head can turn something like 180 degrees.
So part bull, part spider, part owl.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it doesn't matter if you roll out of it. It lingers on the screen for about a second. So if you dodge, roll in, and then roll back, and you hit the beam, you're dead. It does. It's another one. It's one of these things where it does the exact amount of damage as 1 plus whatever health you have.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. And then Beck and I are going to start tie-dyeing clothing because we're that bored when we're at home.
I mean, you can do it to your hair like I did.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, my hair's short now, so I can't really.
I mean, you can. It's just going to get on your scalp for a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's what I want. And then last night watched Color Out of Space. Thank you for letting me borrow that. That was fantastic.
It's real good, man.
It was like, it's to the point where it's like, I'm going to go out and buy it because I need to add this to my collection.
Yeah,
and
it has. Can we talk about the beauty of the scene when the engine doesn't start and he gets out of the car?
yes.
Like,
Yeah, no, I was like, the entire time I'm like, what is the scene that Casey was talking about? I'm like, it's either one of two scenes. It was when he's getting out of the car, or it's when I think the son walks out of the house, the older son walks out of the house towards the end, and he just looks around, and you just see the green grass underneath the light and just purple all around.
oh yeah,
It's a really darker scene, but it's one where if your TV has good color correction and everything, it pops.
yeah.
I figured it was either one of those two. But yeah, I mean, for an adaptation of a short story written in 1921 or 22, something like that.
Mhm.
And modernizing the story a bit, changing it up where it happens in real time instead of just being told of events that happened in the past. Fucking phenomenal.
It was real good.
It's one of those things where, it's going to be fun to see if Richard Stanley is able to do the trilogy that he wants to do with this. And supposedly the next one's going to be the Dunwich Horror, which a perfect director for that, because such a good, just
God bless it.
yeah,
I don't read lots of books. I read those.
yeah.
They're real good.
And it has inspired me. So because of building my way into that, just getting myself ready for cosmic eldritch horror and having my mind melted, I found a great channel on YouTube called Horror Babble. Free
Okay.
shout out for you, sir. You've earned it. The dude, all he does is just record himself reading short horror stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's phenomenal. Super awesome. Check him out if you're listening to this. If you want to just hear some, anywhere from 15 minutes to 4 hours.
Horror Babble.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
There's
Phenomenal.
at Gen Con there's always a couple Cthulhu based stands.
Yeah.
But there's one that's like run by whatever like the fan society is. I forget what they're called. But there's the group of them are like a couple of the few people that have like the rights that when they record the short stories that they are fully licensed, like off the rip. So like they're selling like CDs of them like reading all of the stories with like the music in the background, the sound effects, like the old school radio stories. I always keep saying I'm gonna buy them and I just never do.
Yeah.
But I always want something like that, like in like a podcast form, like just because it's easier, and I think that it'd just be cool.
Yeah.
Like I wish we would have been alive in a time where radio stories were still a thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was going through that, and the other night when I was playing Neo, I decided to pop on headphones and plug it into my phone and listen to this guy Ian reading of The Mound, and that has inspired me to do a little one-off. It'll probably end up being about a 5-session D&D campaign based off that short story.
Cool.
With Lich Mongo.
Yeah, Lich Mongo could be a character, baby. I don't care. I think it would be great of having send out a group to investigate supposed ghost sightings on an ancient Indian burial mound. and go from there.
We have the Call of Cthulhu 7th edition like little starter kit. If you want to give that a read to see if that's, I know like Lara wants to run a game in it real bad. We did one at Gen Con and it's weird because it's percentages and you want it to be lower.
Yeah, you don't want to be high.
So like the lower the percentage, there's like 3 different like master, expert, and just like proficient. And depending on what you roll depends on like, you'll pass no matter what if you get like the main one, but more and more good stuff happens instead of bad stuff happening because you should just assume that everything is bad in Cthulhu.
Yeah.
So like they reward you instead of penalize you, which is very reverse of a lot of tabletop.
Evan would like that.
It's a good system.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? I see you're working on Arena a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heavy into that. Slept wrong, so my neck is very tight.
Oh, yeah. Do this stretch real quick. You got to like hold your hand.
Hold your hand.
Well, it's the
Hold your
back
hand.
left is where.
So the other direction.
That hurts.
You gotta pull it.
Yeah.
I'll worry about that after show.
No, on show.
On
I need
show?
to hear this pop.
the hot oil.
But yeah, no. Majority of my time has been put into Arena. I have the save files for the most part working. I need to try and tweak one more thing where the character, his looks will appear on the load screen before you like actually go into the game.
Oh, that's cool.
And then also figure out how to properly delete any save files that you don't want. And then after that, I can start working on transferring over the actual play styles because those are in a different character file. And then finally getting a playable alpha.
Nice.
So been pretty deep in that. And yeah, it's just one bit at a time. And I think once that save file like finally like starts clicking, that's when it's going to be big and things will really come together. Then I got to start planning out the hub world, which is called Thiel. And I have like a previous build of the game of that map, and it's kind of workable. It's kind of like rectangular, and the sci-fi shop's on the second floor. On your left is the like magic and medieval weaponry. That's 2 stories because it's kind of in a castle. But if you like, when you spawn and come out of the hotel and you go left, like sharp left, you go and then you find like a modern house that you buy modern weapons right out of the garage. And it's like the flow isn't there, but also I based it off of like a template map where I was kind of just making up as I went. So I need to figure out a better flow of everything. And also better scale too, because like it just doesn't completely work how I had it. But
do you remember the game show that took place in a mall? Like there was a fake mall. It was 2 stories, and every store had like a different puzzle or game you had to do.
it rings a bell, but
Yeah.
I'm more picturing
Shop Till You Drop or something like that.
the
I'm
Temple Run
remembering.
game from Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I
Legends of the
remember.
Hidden Temple.
Yeah.
I'm like combining that and whatever the old Nickelodeon video game
Nick
show was.
Arcade?
Yeah,
It sounds. I'm thinking of
fuse
that
those two
mall.
together.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking when you're
Yeah.
talking.
But overall, I'm pretty excited where it's going. And then hopefully we could probably stream the first gameplay video of it.
Yeah,
We can do that.
And then the HDMI GameCube N64 Wii adapter should be coming in 2 days.
nice.
This reminds me. So I bought the Super Mega Pack of Star Wars, the 4K UHD.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lara and I started.
Oh, yeah.
So we started to watch, and we were chronological order. So we started with episode 1,
Okay.
and I was like, "How bad is Jar Jar gonna stand out?"
Oh no, Does it
There's
look-
only a couple times where it's
Really?
like
Mhm.
over rendered. Otherwise, it
Yeah.
looks stupid good. And
Really?
pod racing
Yeah.
looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Every Coruscant is beautiful, Naboo's beautiful. Like every
Did they up-res everything then?
Yeah.
nice.
The only
Yes,
time where
it looks great.
CGI kind of falters is actually more in Revenge of the Sith when Obi-Wan and Anakin get on Grievous's ship.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
That's when
I
the
haven't
CGI
got
kind
there
of
yet.
falls apart. But Grievous
Because it feels like
himself,
they're on. It feels like it's 2 human characters in a video game level.
yes, exactly. And just whatever with the shadow or whatever effects that are needed just doesn't hold up. Grievous, though, holds up phenomenally.
Yeah, I was very surprised because when you look at some TVs overdo everything. Like when you go to Costco
Yeah.
and you walk in and they're like showing cars. I'm like, this is the worst picture I've ever seen because the TV's too good
Right.
for the animation style. And I was like ready for Jar Jar to like,
Ugh.
because even in like when the Blu-rays came out, he did look slightly off, but like the UHD's like,
Really?
it's beautiful. I was very, very surprised at how fluid he looked. And like, so there's only a couple times like the droids, they look like they went from you were playing on,
PS1.
and yeah, like it's fairly drastic. Like I thought they looked good before, but like there's detail on them, like cuts and scrapes and stuff that you never would have saw before.
I wonder how
Looks
much
real
of
good.
it was always there, but now the format supports it, or if they went back and maybe did a little touch up.
So I was
Yeah.
I was researching.
It's not
this.
unprecedented where there's been touch ups.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna
And if we're gonna go into some
this.
deep, if we're gonna go into some deep lore too, the droids that are on Naboo were not like just built for that. Those were security droids, and the Trade Federation. Oh gosh, damn. Trade Federation used them to enforce their will on people that didn't.
Comply.
Yeah. So
Roger.
those droids would be battle worn. And,
Yeah,
have seen combat.
it was pretty cool. It was very
So-
cool. So, do you know how they've taken old movies that are black and white and magically they're in color?
Some color vision.
But do you know what like what is actually happening? This started to hit in some training classes that I'm doing, and I went, oh
I think I
Are
only
they like going in and actually coloring?
no.
No.
Is it
It
AI?
is the human eye recognizes brightness before it recognizes color change.
Yeah.
So what it's doing is they are brightening up, like the lens has always been able to capture everything. It's just what they were able to put out was at a gray scale of brightness, essentially. So they're faking in like yellow, red, and green and brightening it up so it makes a colored picture.
No shit.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like I was
That's
recently,
awesome.
like so because I was
That has to be what was used in They Shall Not Grow Old.
Yeah.
yes. So the whole because I was like, there's got to be like a way behind this. And as I'm doing some of this AV trading, they're like, there was literally it blew my mind. It was a gray. I want to have to find it for you guys because it was so cool. It was a gray castle, like just plain black and white, and you had to look like just keep staring straight at it. And all they did was they brightened stuff up, and I saw a full picture. You like blink or look away really quick, it's a black and white photo, and the brightness is gone, the color goes away.
Yeah.
Because your eye remembers what was there, so the camera lens remembered what was there.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Fuck yeah.
It was very neat. And I guess that's how they were like production trucks were sending like SD video back in the day under low bit rates is because they would strip the color and send it separate, and then it would do the weird brightness thing so it didn't suck up bandwidth in old school radios.
That's clever.
It was very neat.
'Cause
Sorry,
I'm-
it literally just came. I was like,
Yeah.
we can talk about that because I learned that yesterday.
Because
Nice.
I don't know, maybe like a month ago by now, on YouTube, someone did like a 4K. They like cleaned up old footage of like 1912 New York.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to see that footage and then see him. I think it was like maybe a combination of the techniques that you're talking about, but it sounded like in the description he was kind of like doing his own like hand touch coloring on top of it. But it was really cool to kind of like see what it used to look like.
Yeah.
Was it in our group chat that we were sharing the thing with the AI that re-rendered old stuff at 60 frames?
No.
There was a really cool video. It was a side by side of it was anime. It was old
Yeah.
anime, and they 60 framed, and like a computer did what it thought it needed to make an anime 60 frames, and like you really couldn't tell until you get that sweet like
the fabric.
the fabric waves, and it looked phenomenal. But it's art drawings that were done in early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was really
I'll have
cool.
to check that out.
It was real neat stuff.
For a second, I thought you were going to tell me that it was like old Astro Boy. Like,
I mean, probably.
Well,
like
Probably.
up-res like that, where it'd be like, how? There's literal frames of no wind-moving clothing.
My dad came over today and was like complaining that he had to like rent movies. I'm like, do you realize that there's still like a market, right? He's like, oh, but with Netflix, I was like, it doesn't matter. Like some movies aren't like Netflix still paid them. That's how they make it free. Like you understand how that works. He's like, oh, I wanted to watch Astro Boy. And I was like, what?
Wait, the
The
one
new
that
one.
came out
Yeah,
like
he never
2 years
saw
ago,
it. Now
3 years
out of
ago,
nowhere, he wants to watch Astro Boy.
Gosh, I'm sorry.
Hey man, my dad out of nowhere wants to watch a bunch of old school cartoons from his childhood. Like I'm like, cool, go for it.
A couple of weeks ago, we were maybe 2 months now. We were sitting there talking about like, oh, let's see if any Miyazaki films are on Netflix, because for a while all of them were.
Yeah.
And of course, we missed all of them being on there. It's like, oh yeah, it's cool, it's on, but I'm not going to watch it right now.
Is he the Spirited Away? That's Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they actually
I'm not
have
a
his
big
very
weeb.
first movie,
Really?
which is what is it, Lupin the Third, in the Castle of Castigliero or something like that, from 1970 some odd. And all I'm sitting there is like, do I really want to watch this right now? Because 70s animation, that's all right. It's not the best it's not the most pleasing thing to the eye. You know, when there's like no animation for a face that's talking at you, and
Right.
kind of off-putting and upsetting.
I'm watching at the behest of my brother-in-law. I'm watching a really interesting anime right now called Ghost Stories. So it like came out in Japan in 2000
Okay.
and like did not do well. So they like were trying to get someone to buy the rights. This group bought the rights for it. But in the contract, all that mattered was they had to keep the plot.
Oh no.
So they rewrote all of the script because the original script is terrible. Like, doesn't make sense. Things are real stupid. So they're like ridiculous things. One girl is like all about Jesus. It's freaking hysterical. And there's things that have nothing to do with the plot, and then like a quick sentence about the plot, and then it goes back to absolute nonsense again.
Nice.
It's so funny. I could not imagine how bad the actual anime is, because this was like one of those that's so bad it's great. Like there's one part where this one character is like running at you. I don't remember why, but he's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna be this. This is the quickest I've ever had to lip sync." Like they break the third wall like out of nowhere sometimes. And apparently we've been told there's one part where the guy just goes, "Why am I reading this? This isn't going anywhere." Like just breaks it, but they kept the line in. It's pretty ridiculous, some of the shit they say. And like the premise is these kids move back home to where like their dad and their deceased mom like met and went to school or whatever to take care of the grandparents. And there's a haunted elementary school that was left up when they built a new one, and just random stuff happens at the old one, but like they have to put them to spiritual sleep, which is taking an object and saying a phrase that makes no sense at all to get them to stop haunting and get trapped inside a metronome. Like literally one of them like, "Da da da, you suck, ba da da, go to sleep, ba da da, you suck." Like, what is happening right now? It's pretty freaking ridiculous, but it's really it's really funny. There's only 20 episodes and we're 6 in, and I'm like, Lara, we have to finish.
Yeah.
Because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, there's one, the boy, the horny boy, always like, "Oh, you got to give me your panties if I help you, blah, blah, blah." And she's like, blah, blah. So there's one point where, like, they make her trip on purpose, and she's like, "Yeah, suck a bike shorts by Nike for the rest of the season." It's pretty damn silly. If you have Verve or Crunchyroll, it's on there. Don't watch the sub. I guarantee you it's terrible.
Oh, probably.
The ending's theme song is also called Sexy Sexy. That's the English.
All right.
Oh.
It doesn't make any sense for Ghost Stories at all.
Well, does any anime intro or outro make sense?
The ones that don't have words.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got a point there.
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
if it has words, like, nope, probably not. Pokemon.
I'm going to
Yeah.
be the very best
But the
Yeah. Like, no one ever was. Also, if you
to
listen,
catch them.
this is my real test.
to train them's our cause, guys. Apparently, they also are what are they calling it? I guess it's a thing to Brotherhood, something like there was Full Metal Alchemist, and then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was essentially the same exact thing, but they updated a couple lines and redid the.
Yeah.
They're doing that with the original Digimon right now,
Oh.
and I'm like, I'm in for that.
Speaking of Digimon, earlier last week, no, after the episode last week, I watched some guy's review of all the Digimon movies, and I still don't understand what Digimon is.
I watched the first movie
Wait,
pretty frequently.
Was it the first movie that was the Japanese movie or the U.S. release, which was like the first 3 Japanese movies put together?
It was 2.
Okay, so it was the actual.
It was the one that came out in the States, but it was 2 different movies.
Yeah.
In one feature length film.
Yeah.
Yes, that one.
Okay.
With Diaboromon,
Yeah.
which is one of the coolest concepts behind a virus ever.
Yes.
And the other one with the weird when it was like the original series and then the second season where it wasn't the original like 6 of them or whatever. They had that combined movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So still don't really understand it, but it's like it's cool, I guess.
They were trying something and it worked.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh.
I
Ladies and
rewatched
gentlemen,
season 1 of Avatar: Last Airbender. I watched also Mr. Sunday Movies, do a review or rewatch of Fan Four Stick.
Oh, yes.
And then I had a weird thought that somehow Tenet is involved or part of the Inception universe.
Wait, what?
The Nolan film that's coming out this year, Tenet.
But is there an Inception universe?
My problem is I went with David Tennant.
Yeah, same-
'cause I
same here.
watch British television all the time.
No. The Nolan.
Yeah, no, I
movie.
thought I went David Tennant
I was
too.
like,
Like,
what did David Tennant
wait,
be in
he's
this?
not in the. Wait, he's not in Inception.
There's like an Inception universe? Really?
Well, no, it's just a random thought. I'm like,
Oh.
because like when you look at watch the trailer of Tenet, he's going through time, or he's like in locations either ahead or before an event actually takes place, and I feel like that could possibly be like dream sequence.
Yeah.
I haven't
material.
seen the trailer, so I don't know what we're
I'm
talking
going to just say
about.
one thing, and that's Nolan, even with the Dark Knight trilogy, does not repeat
right,
concepts and ideas.
right. But I'm just wondering if maybe now
Yeah.
might be the first time he breaks that.
But why?
Right.
Why
But-
now?
I mean, the movie's already, I think, done.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways,
My thought is pointless.
Right.
But I mean, it was just a thought that
You mean
popped in my
Dos
head.
Sickies?
Dos Sickies. Shit. YouTube.
Start
Dos
over.
Sickies. Dos Sickies, YouTube.
Starting over from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch the trailer because I don't know what we're talking about.
All right. Yeah.
But how does that have to tie into what is it? Legend
Digimon?
of Korra? No,
Avatar: Last
Avatar.
Airbender.
He was just talking about what he's been watching.
Yeah,
lately.
I just threw it all out there. Before we hop to another topic, and it's like,
I gotta get out, guys.
I had like 3 other bullet points
David
I could have
Tennant.
brought up.
This is the.
He's
yeah,
in the.
This is a good episode. We're just hopping all over the place.
Yeah.
He's
Have
in
you?
the
Did you
Inception
guys
episode.
watch any of the MLB Players Tournament?
No.
Well,
I thought you did.
No, I watched the first one with Snell versus I don't remember who. It was just a cluster. I did not enjoy it because you had the actual MLB guy trying
He
to
is
commentate.
so funny.
He's good. He's good. I like him, but the players,
I don't know.
Snell just shuts down and is quiet, especially when he starts losing. And then the other guy was just loud smack talking. And those two are 2 different personalities that you can't make it entertaining comment.
I don't know why
content.
they're letting them talk.
right.
Like, just let them do their webcam on the cell phones, which even then is a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Like, it's not needed.
Right.
But I do think it's really funny seeing these, like, professional sports people, okay?
Yep.
The MLB has been making content for years. Why do you need 3 cameras over top of the game camera that
Yep.
you're watching right now? Oh, that's right. You don't, production director who's been doing this for 27 years.
Right.
Stop trying to do more than is needed.
Yes.
I don't need to watch the MLB guy sitting in his office with all of his trophies and college things and his book in the background, wearing a pair of PlayStation headphones that he bought at Walmart earlier in the day, which you know he did because
Yep.
nobody wears the PlayStation headphones.
Yes.
And then just try to talk.
Yep.
Like, baseball announcers do not know how to continually talk. They
Right.
don't know how to do it. Them
Nor-
in golf don't know what to do.
Nor can they handle when someone starts smack talking and interrupts their like train of thought.
That's why
or
they just shouldn't have it. Like,
it
it's just dumb.
right. I applaud them for their attempt, but the execution is just bad. Where it's like, guys, all you have to do is just watch some Twitch streams, see how they do it, especially the squad streaming.
Yep.
Figure that out, and that's it.
Yeah, just don't talk.
Or here's the crazy thing: is partner up with Twitch rivals.
That's a whole different
okay.
can of worms.
Correct, but you at least kind of see where I'm going with it. Like, reach out to Twitch, have Twitch help you set things up, and be like, all right, Chanel is on his own stream, the other player's on his own stream, and then you have the MLB stream, and then it's up to them to, like, you know,
Correct, which is how it's supposed to be.
correct,
But
correct,
yeah,
correct.
it's a great idea. I think $175,000 is a joke.
Yes. Oh yeah, the dollar
Personally,
amount is.
I don't.
Wait, is that what the winnings is? Or-
So every team, every player gets. Sony San Diego is giving $5,000 to that local Boys and Girls Club,
oh yeah,
and that's it. And then the winner of the entire thing gets another 25 that goes to the. So like
Wait.
the players aren't getting anything.
Is it Boys and Girls, or I thought it was Boy and Girl Scouts?
That's the Boys and Girls
Oh.
Clubs of America. They
Okay,
changed the name.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Okay.
that.
So I am thinking.
But like five,
Oh, yeah.
realistically, 5 to everyone and 30 to 1. Come on, guys! Like I'm hoping. You would think that like Sony's going to give 5, the players
Right.
are going to give 5, or the team is going to give X. Like they should be making a big deal out of this, and
yeah.
they're just not. I also think it's silly that as I'm looking at all this, I'm not seeing the teams. Like the Indians did not tweet about Santana,
nope.
which is bad because he's the only one that has not played yet.
right.
I
And
don't
the
know
Indians have
why.
one of the best run social media.
Yep.
That's why it doesn't make any
for
sense.
MLB.
Do you know why Santana didn't play? He was supposed to play last night. For some reason, he got pulled off the schedule, and he's literally the only player that hasn't played a game in the entire league. And he doesn't play again until Thursday. And I don't know why. Like, no one says anything, but you'll see there's 3 players that only had 3 games in because Santana didn't play his. And I was looking to the Indians for like, hey, sorry guys, he's having internet issues or
Yeah.
blah blah blah, like
Or
something,
family something, or
but like nothing.
weird.
And I
Yeah.
just and I thought it was really bad that let's take that every single player has their own Twitch channel right now, but because they're trying to get the main feed to have the MLB commentator, the players commentating. The players aren't streaming on their own channels at the same time.
Yep.
So why, when I go to the page and I can click view stream, it goes to nothing?
Yep.
Because they're not streaming. Like, what's
Yeah.
the point of giving the link then, guys?
Yep.
This is none of this is hard shit.
No.
Live streaming is not new. Like,
Yep.
great idea. The MLB's doing it. Not MLB. We're talking about the MLB.
Yeah.
The NBA's been doing it. They're doing their own
Oh
players
yeah.
league,
I still follow.
which
I
is
don't-
not 2K.
I don't
Read
watch.
under the Josh haters.
But I follow
Carden Santa.
the Phoenix Suns on their Twitch, and they're like active like every day.
Ho ho ho!
There's a
Merry home runs.
I know like the Habs, every time they have supposed to have a game, they have done it in ESPN. Like they've just let it run,
Mhm.
which I think is just
Yeah.
funny. It's good idea.
Yeah.
But I know the NBA's has been going pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
The 2K League is not going well right now. The Call of Duty League had some issues. Just some.
Yeah.
Because the
Just a
problem
little bit.
is, so the Call of Duty League and Overwatch League, which are both Activision, which their streaming stuff is MLG, and they own MLG, so all their stuff is considered MLG proprietary. There is so much custom coding and custom scripting to put on the best shows that you're going to see. Like, DreamHack does a great job, too. I don't think anyone does as good a job as the other guys. Like, if you go to the Blizzard Arena, which you can't right now, in the middle of the arena, there's like this big, like, circular LED wall that's above everything. It's tracking the payload in real time.
Ah,
It's real.
Yeah.
It's little stuff like that that's really cool. But it was a custom code to get that stuff to go over here to say, hey, move this bar X amount. So with everything being shut down, the Call of Duty League, the whole point of that was 8 teams every week. We're going to someone else's hometown to play a tournament. A great idea, and it worked well the first 3 times they did it. But now they can't, so they said, okay, we'll take it all online. So the problem is the CDL players have to play on the Call of Duty specific servers because of the coding, which is causing issues that there's so much stress on Call of Duty's private servers that apparently it was causing... I didn't notice any lag watching, but there are players, mainly Crimsix, who just bitches about everything anyway if he doesn't win, which is not a lot anymore. We're saying that there were some lag spikes because there's so much data that the players don't even see. It's all for the back end, for the casters and for the production and stuff like that. So they just got to figure out the same issue with every LAN that you ever go to. For the first day is the worst because you got to figure out, okay, we only paid for X amount of internet, but really we needed more. And somehow that gets screwed up every time.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Say, speaking on Call of Duty, you see all the people are posting videos of every hacker they've run into with it, where I guess is it Infinity Ward who did?
Yes.
This was Infinity Ward.
I guess it got to the point where they made a statement saying that they don't have the ability or the technology to stop it. And it's like, wait, how?
Yep.
But I watched a video of a guy go on a 49 kill streak and shooting people from across the map with a pistol and just like, oh, good old aimbot.
They banned 60,000 players.
Yeah. Yeah. But what's funny is
60,000.
This stream that I was watching when this happened, the streamer pointed out, he's like, I'm watching this through the, obviously, after being shot and killed for it. He's like, there are, I think it was something like 32 people spectating right now on this guy because of that. And he's like, how has Infinity Ward not gone, oh, hey, something's wrong here. We're going to just ban this guy right away. Something's up. And I guess they say that they actually have, instead of it being an automated program that reads the stuff, it's a case-by-case review by an actual person.
The only reason why I don't hate that is just because of how YouTube's been handling everything, where I'm like, the human touch kind of sounds good.
So this is why I think Counter-Strike has the best system. Do you know about, I don't know, you might know about.
Vaguely.
Okay, so they have a thing called Overwatch, where the only way that you can even become an Overwatch referee, essentially. So if an X amount get reported in a match, or that person in general, goes into an Overwatch queue. So the community already says, this guy's cheating, it needs to be looked at. They go, okay. So if your account is at X level, which requires a very long amount of competitive play. So it's not like you can just log in right now and say, hey, I want to do some Overwatch cases. Like, no, you have to earn the spot to be an Overwatcher. You watch X amount of time, whatever it is, and you have to make the conscious call. Are they hacking? Are they not? For aimbot, vision assistance, aim assistance, third-party assistance, bunny hop scripts, spin botting, stuff like that.
Probably legs.
And mining, miner. Those are all three majors, and the minor of griefing.
Yeah.
That's it. So you can, it's in the community's hands because they want to make sure that people aren't doing stuff. But I like the fact that just not any average Joe can do it. Like, you have to have dedicated enough of your time to the game to pull it off.
Which is probably exactly how all the sports with their refs do it.
In real life?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You go to a referee school.
You got
to become like.
But you still got to. You don't just get to start.
No, it's not like you and I could just, the three of us could walk down to the Brown Stadium and be like, all right, we're gonna be refs.
Do you know how fun that would be, though?
Oh yeah, that'd be a great episode.
Whistle, flag on the field. I didn't like the way you did the thing.
Not the Browns, 15-yard penalty.
And then I'll counter
Pittsburgh
Browns because
Pittsburgh started it.
Right. Pittsburgh in the stadium.
Yeah.
1 yard per fan. Can you yell that you're here, please? I hear boos. 72 yards.
All right, I see 1, 2, 3. Oh, gosh.
All right, we're just going to award 2 touchdowns.
Okay, anyone who's not a Browns, just sit down.
All Browns fans, get out of your seats. Go into the concourse. All visiting fans, sit in your seats. Don't go in the concourse.
You're out of here. Okay, switch. Rotate.
All right, so I've got about 5,000 here, so it's a 5,000-yard penalty. The opposing team.
That's 500 times 7, 3,500 points. No, 350 points. That's math.
Hey,
I took math in college,
and it all circles back to what nobody knows.
All
what
it
we're
did
about.
was dividing fractions.
Continuing talking about football. And also to a degree.
Oh yeah, XFL's dead.
Well, I was building up to something
Tell
better.
me this.
I was going to say we should take a moment of silence for the XFL and also Rick May.
Okay.
In Defenders, we pray. Amen.
Yeah, so official XFL is dead.
I'm so okay. I don't
It's sad.
get it.
Yeah, taken away too
Really?
soon.
They said that it was going to be 3 years minimum. They literally said they were funding this for 3 years.
They must have gone through all the funding.
Okay, Vince.
That was in the past month.
But Vince if Vince was funding
I know.
the back end
Yeah.
for 3 years, whether this happens or not, the back end should have been there. You can't say for 3 years if you don't have the money right then and there to make a 3-year commitment.
Maybe in their calculations it was, they're going to meet a certain money threshold during the first season.
Maybe, but just
Right.
I like to think that
I'm so sad.
it's just the NFL feeling threatened.
So they called up.
Yeah.
Dude, I loved it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I have to
My
buy a
favorite-
Defenders hoodie before they go away.
Yeah.
I have my hat downstairs. I need
I
that.
found a tweet of some guy who was like, "Well, that sucks. I just officially, signed on and chose his college based off the Defenders because, oh, cool, I'll be able to go to games next spring."
Dude.
Poor guy.
Yep.
And then, the other sad news is that Rick May passed away. He did the voice of
How did we go from football to soldier?
Stuff Dying.
Yeah, but did he
Oh,
play
okay.
football?
No.
No, Nick was literally we're literally
theme
going
was
off the oh my god!
You know what ties everybody together, boys? We all die at some point.
We all go down the sinkhole.
Yeah, we all
That
get
was
pulled
sad.
down.
Was it Dos Equis related?
Yeah.
Dos Equis.
I think he had a
Psyche's
stroke.
related.
That's why I had to
That could be
stop.
very
I had to change it immediately.
I think the story goes like he had a stroke like a month or two ago that put him into the nursing home or whatever, and then that was the final thing that took him away from us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he voiced Soldier in TF2,
R.I.P.
and I'm drawing a blank on the rabbit from Star Fox. He also voiced Andros.
Oh.
Yeah, I think there's other stuff too that he voiced, but like those are the easy big 3 names that you can put out. And to me, I heard him the most through TF2.
Yeah, I think
Like-
we all heard it most.
Yeah.
His voice is so iconic.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched
Nope.
Meet the Soldier this morning, and the line, he's so stupid and quotable. It's amazing. What was one of them? I'm drawing a blank on all of them.
Well,
Nope.
No, that's Engineer.
Shit,
that-
you're right.
Yeah.
It is.
Shit.
It is.
My favorite line from Soldier was always, "Last one alive, lock the door."
Yeah, he was pretty funny.
If God wanted you to live, he would not have created me. That's one of his lines. If God wanted you to live, he would not have
I also
created
want it to
me.
be understood that as Nick says all of these, Heavy is his phone background,
Yeah.
not Soldier.
And
Yep.
Scout's my favorite.
Other football stuff. Within the next couple weeks, the Browns are announcing our new uniforms.
Yeah. That's like the only sports story in Cleveland right now because there's no other sports stories in Cleveland right now.
Well, we could talk about the hypothetical league that the Tribe would be in if they started up the Arizona
I want to do
Cactus.
some more research in that.
Yeah.
We'll do a deep dive on that next week because I don't want to waste time on something that might not happen.
So
Oh, it probably won't.
the commissioner of the NHL
Mhm.
came on Anderson Cooper last night,
Noise.
and they were talking about what's hockey's plan kind of going forward. And what he said and can be ambiguously interpreted, which is what seems to be what everyone thinks is going to happen, which I think is interesting. They're also talking about, playing the games remote with no fans. They're still talking about the North Dakota thing. But he was wording everything as if the season's not over.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to just push everything. So there will be a shorter off
half.
season, but instead of, starting in September, maybe it starts in October, which means like then everything would get on track for the 2022 season.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
The interesting thing was there was supposed to be a new hockey league that was starting, I think it was this summer. It might be next summer.
Yeah. XHL?
XHL.
No, the 3-on-3 league. It was going to be college and ex-NHL players, not real players, and they were going to play 3-on-3 hockey in the summer.
Interesting. That's kind of like that.
I was like, I'm in for this.
What's the one basketball league in Los Angeles? Crap! I just
NBA Street.
It's basically
NBA Street 2. Oh, the one with trampolines?
No,
Because that league is dope.
no. There's an actual thing where I believe it's a traditional 5-on-5, but it's like Snoop Dogg has a team.
Yes.
But it's made up of like former college players, street ball players. It's like
I know what you're talking about.
it's one of those things that every year it seems to grow in popularity and more people watching and giving them money for it. But I like that idea of just like street league hockey.
Right. It looks pretty. It sounded really cool. I was
3-on-3 hockey.
I was
don't
very
know how
excited
that
for
works,
it.
but I'm intrigued.
I mean, when the playoffs happen, it's how there's 2 overtimes. So it goes from 5-on-5 to 4-on-4 to 3-on-3. So there's 3 out there and then a goalie.
Yeah.
It's very fast. It's very good. It was like 10-minute periods. Like it was going to be real
The
interesting.
rink
No.
smaller, same
Nope,
size.
same size, just less people.
Damn.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's easier to get just the same size.
They're gonna have to play at like a Rex,
Yeah.
all over the place or whatever.
I
Right.
hope MLB does. Was it Justin Turner with the
Oh,
Dodgers? His idea of the home run derby instead of extra innings.
So yeah, you play the 10th.
explain to that.
You play the
Yeah.
10th, and then it just goes into
if
a shootout.
if after the 10th inning, if it's still a tie, then you get the 3 best hitters from each team, and they can designate who they want going out there for it.
Is that like the 3 during like overall in the season, or is it in that game?
He was saying, I think he was meaning in the game. He didn't. Really
Yeah.
I think.
elaborate.
I mean, it has to be on a per game because not every
I think
player
that'd be
plays every
smart.
game.
But I mean, what if you have a 0-0 tie going into the 10th with
Yeah.
maybe like 4 total hits between 2 teams, and all right, we got no offense, Carlos Santana, if you listen to this, we got Carlos Santana who's 0 for 3 with 1 walk, and
Josie.
yeah, but like it's like, oh, do you have one guy who has a 1 for 4 in the game, and then 2 guys that are 0 for 4 go out?
At that point, just throw on the bench.
Right, but I mean, it's an interesting
What happens
idea.
to the who pitches?
He didn't really state that.
Yeah, that's the one he did not.
He didn't really
say.
clarify. He
But he
put
made
all the
it-
batting rules in place.
He did it. What was it? You have 5 outs to hit as many home runs, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So-
I think it's like a total of 15 pitches, 5 outs to hit as many home runs. And whichever team during that thing has the most home runs wins.
What if no one has any home runs?
Then I think you just go to hell where you belong. You get damned
Because the only
right away.
the only other thing I thought of is like, well, would it just go down to distance at that point?
No, it would just be like any of our primaries. You flip a coin.
Wow,
Political burn.
that got real quick.
Or we could pull out the Nevada caucus, how they do it that way. And you get a deck of cards, all right? The high numbers go to X team, the low numbers go to Y, and the ace is determined on the spot when they pull it out.
Good Lord.
Good old 2016 Nevada caucus.
Wild.
Never
times.
forget. But yeah, no, I'm all for that. If the MLB does the Arizona and Florida leagues, I say install that. If it's a tie going into the 11th inning, do it that way. And hell, don't even have it be a 3 versus 3, the 3 best hitters.
Just do one.
Yeah, have have a player volunteer.
Yeah.
For it. They could either be the player who wants to go out, or it could be voted on, or it could be, hey, listen, we got young Rook on the team that wants, we should throw him to the throw him out there. Let's see what he could do.
Every team has that one minor league guy who that's his entire job in life.
And all it makes
He's a
me
bench
think,
warmer until the home run derby tiebreakers.
Yeah. All
Bobby
it makes me
Bradley.
think is back in I think it was the 2010 or 2011 Indians, whenever Russell Brandon was back with them for the second time. That dude, having worked at the stadium when he was on the team for that one season, batting practice was just a home run derby, basically. Everything he hit was into the middle of the bleachers, if not almost hitting the scoreboard. Get that man on the Indians right now if they install this and just throw him out there. All right, we got a batting substitute.
I mean, you could sign
Yeah.
some real low level contracts. Like, hey, all you're gonna do is you're the DH if we go to extra.
I mean, a 2-2 degree. I mean,
And
that's
if
Edwin. That was Edwin
Yeah.
Encarnacion for us.
And if it's an actual true to form, like home run derby style where the pitches are being lobbed, you don't have to really worry about that. There are plenty of guys that, hell, get Ichiro out of retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Just use him for that.
Yep.
That dude raked. Yeah. Get Hafner out of
Frank back.
Get Hafner out of retirement.
What's he doing? Nothing.
Yeah, literally nothing.
Albert Bell.
Yeah, I mean I think he just had a hip replacement surgery.
So, who cares?
All right,
Get on it.
Just put him on a Lazy Susan.
with like a chain pulley system.
Oh my god!
He just stands there.
Wasn't that like a game at the arcade where it would do that and you would smack it and you got like a bouncy ball every time? It was the only available toy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
bouncy balls. You can launch them,
dude.
We got to get a bouncy ball for it here to annoy our listeners.
God knows it's gonna annoy me.
You're damaging my new painted walls.
One eats the TV. All right, get out of here.
The moment you hit a mic, it's get the hell out.
Just
stop it.
Not even a warning, just you hear the click.
Casey, what was that? There was a bear.
Oh, real quick, since we're in the final stretch here. So I get a call from my mom after she finished, was it last week's episode or the week before? Whatever we
Were we talking about
last
bears?
No, it was
the oysters.
The clams.
Those two.
She calls me up. She's like, do you have something to tell me? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, were you smashing clams with rocks? And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? She's like, your podcast. You made it sound like that's something you've done before. And I'm like, no, I'm not a sea otter. I would never do that. And we broke Casey.
Oh my god, she's our number one fan, and I fucking love it.
Yep. Oh, and then
were you smashing clams? Yes, Mom. I was also clubbing seals. Did you hear that part too?
just wind him up, bring him up, boy. Home run derby, baby, seal time, baby. Woo!
Oh, my God.
And the reason I'm doing all this, magic.
Yeah.
It took me a minute. The Gathering. I was like, what does magic have to do with this?
Oh, speaking of Magic the Gathering, and as to close us out tonight, I'm watching some video on YouTube earlier today, and it asked, like, which of these brands have you heard of online? And one of them was Magic the Gathering, but it took me a second after I had already hit none of the above and hit submit that I'm like, fuck! I should have given them my 10 cents.
I lied to the survey. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I do know about that, man.
I've seen Magic before.
I know the gatherings.
I've been to the gathering.
Oh,
Of
man.
Magic card players.
It smelled terrible.
Yeah. It smelled worse than the actual gathering of the Juggalos. For you.
No. Nothing is worse than the gathering of the Juggalos.
Hey, don't knock it till you've been saved by
Nope.
Juggalos.
Nope. I'm good.
We're going to produce some Jackbox content this week.
Hell yeah. Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we?
Correct.
Oh, we are.
Okay. This just sounded so not confident.
I'm
and
debating if I want to stream it or post it.
I like the idea
I
of
think I'm
posting
going to
it.
post it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because that
think
way
it's
we can
more of a
edit out
post.
anything
Post.
that's not funny. Nothing is not
Or
funny.
if we get too raunchy.
Well, no. You keep in the well,
We have to not be COPA compliant or be COPA compliant. Whatever. We click the "This is not for children."
Yeah, I
button.
know.
We need to make
This
sure
is
that
not
we're
for
not
children.
But some of the stuff I've added for TKO is not.
okay. Establishing
Well,
rules
okay.
right now.
I have a video editor, so we
Yeah.
can blur out whatever we have to blur
Okay.
out.
Good.
Also, did you buy that one?
No, not yet.
Okay, because I was like, I don't own that one,
No.
so we cannot do
I'm like
TKO.
pretty close to just because it's
I'm
like
gonna get
so much fun.
I'm gonna get whatever one has push the button.
6.
The new one.
Yeah.
The new one.
Push the button's really
Good lord, we'll have a bunch then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I want to get a couple because I realize that's like one of the few games I can actually like
It's so
post
fun,
on
man.
my my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Realistically, well, the problem is if you did it, you can get it on PlayStation, but then we
Yeah.
would not be able to see in the situations
I
that
want
we're
you guys
in.
to be able to.
Yeah. Through the setup that we want to do.
There will be 7 of us.
Yeah.
Hell,
I got
yeah.
2 more. It's going to be confusing AF.
I'm still the only one.
You are. I
I have no partner.
I can't help you.
I'm so alone.
I can
get you a partner.
I could talk to Dawn and see if she's got nothing else going on. She's locked in a pool house right now.
That sounds awful.
That's where she lives. So, no. She lives in a pool house at a friend's house.
Down by the
For
river.
cheaper. No, somewhere.
That way.
My
She's
car,
over
no
there.
direction.
She's in here in
Yeah.
the city.
Yeah.
Just over
She's
there.
in this
somewhere.
room right now.
It's going to be real confusing because there's going to be 2 Beccas.
Yep. And I think there's only going to be one phone for Becca, my Becca, and I. Unless we jump on both. Oh, no, wait, that's right.
That's
We
the whole
already
point.
decided-
The whole point is every person's their own phone.
We're going to be Discording through the laptop.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I have my mic for it, and it actually sounds decent.
sweet.
So we'll be able to
I
pick
should
it
probably
up.
hook up my snowball then.
Yes. Well, I mean,
I
that
don't know.
doesn't sound bad when we do it.
Yeah.
When is that what you're using when you, me, and Brian were talking?
Nick just flipped down his Rogue Leader standing by mic.
They're so big.
Yeah. These things are old.
Yes, they are.
They're chonky.
Chonk.
Chonk,
All right.
like Thor.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks. Well, I got to do the thing. No, not good night. Take it back. Thanks to Sean Kenny for making our sweet graphic that we have going on.
Hell
right
yeah.
now.
you.
Thank you, Sean.
And shout out to
Big shout out.
Stormcrest Music for giving us permission to use their what? I don't know what. You do the shimmy shimmy Cocoa Puff real quick. I didn't know what was going on. It threw me off in my
He's
parade.
going to pass it to me now.
Good Lord, light it up and nope. Sorry, can't talk about that,
Yeah.
folks.
My
Steve's
mom's
mom
listening.
is
And on that note, good night, everybody.
Thanks to Stormcrest Music for their song of Clear Path by Echo Strike.
Hell
We'll
yeah,
catch you
thank
guys all next week.
Let the feeling go, it's all universe principles. It's time to lose control and get a little emotional. It's ending now, but hold on.